Welcome to a special edition of Workpermit.com news. As many of our readers know, last week the UK introduced a new points-based system of immigration, and many of our readers have been writing to us with questions and comments and concerns about this system. So we're going to use this video to try to clarify some of those questions. We have with us today Sanwar, one of our consultants, who's going to be addressing and giving you answers. Hi, Sanwar.
Right, hello.
So the first question that we've been getting is the new points-based immigration system currently in effect?
No, and I don't really think anybody knows when it will come into effect. The government says about the middle of 2007. I actually think it'll be much later than that. I think that it could quite easily be in 2008. By 2008 it could have changed. It could be a very different system because of discussions in Parliament, debate and amendments and so on. We may even have a new government by that time. It's quite possible that the Labour Party won't win the election yet again. I think it is very, very uncertain. I don't really think anybody knows when and what exactly will happen.
Another question we've been getting is the new system based on the US immigration system?
No, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about that. The US system is very, very different. There's no point system in the United States. The actual system that the UK government proposes, assuming that it does eventually go ahead, is going to be different from any other system currently out there. But there will be some similarities to the Canadian and Australian system. One thing that is different to the Canadian and Australian system is that you will actually have a point system for some of the low skill categories, which doesn't exist under the Australian and Canadian systems.
Some of our readers have voiced concern that the scheme is designed to make it easier for highly skilled younger workers to enter the country, but that it will be harder for low-skilled workers to enter Britain. What do you think about that?
I think to a certain extent that is true, but also, so what? That's always been the case. It's always been the case that if you are highly skilled, if you've got a degree, you've got high-level work experience, it's easier getting entry to the UK. I mean, I don't really think it's that's really making much difference. I really don't think that's much news. I think that's I think that emphasis has been somewhat exaggerated. I don't think there's that much difference.
The new scheme, some of our readers are saying, is biased against Commonwealth citizens and partial to workers from new EU member states. What do you think about that?
Well, again, I don't see how things have changed very much. When it comes to workers from the new EU countries, they can work quite easily in the UK anyway. When it comes to Commonwealth citizens, it is the case that they need to either come under, say, the Working Holidaymaker scheme if they're young enough, or they have to come under the immigration rules, work permit scheme, whatever. So again, I'm not really convinced that much has changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing that we've been reading in press reports is that Indian and Chinese restaurants are being discriminated against because they need workers from India and China to staff their kitchens. They say it will be nearly impossible for them to hire staff who truly know the cuisine, as they will be forced to hire Eastern European workers. What do you think about that?
Well, yes, again, I think the government has been trying to do that anyway. They ended the sector-based scheme for the hospitality sector some time ago. It is currently difficult for Indian and Chinese restaurants to get these workers in anyway. The government doesn't allow them in. So this scheme is not really going to make that much difference.
Mm-hmm. Another point is that the point system is too tough, our readers are saying, and it requires a good education and a high salary in one's home country. And those who have high salaries at home will not be interested in immigrating to the UK anyway. What do you think about that?
I think to a certain extent that's true. When the highly skilled migrant program was more difficult, you actually had a lot less demand because people who were earning good salaries in home countries didn't want to come to the UK to at least to a certain extent. If you're an Indian, for example, earning a high salary in India, you can probably have a better standard of living than if you're earning a similar or even higher salary in the UK. I think that is true. However, we've seen what happens, and nobody really knows exactly what the system will be in 1 or 2 years.
Well, thank you, Sanwar, for that information. We hope you found that useful. Thank you also for your input. We do appreciate receiving your comments and questions, so please keep them coming. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Krista Tarrans. Bye-bye.